Welcome to the Bloody Nuts Podcast.
This podcast is not for kids, and I'm serious.
Bloody Nuts.
Ew, you guys are gross.
I've heard of these nuts, but never bloody nuts. Ew.
You have to be so rude and so crude. Like, grow up.
Welcome to the Bloody Nuts Podcast. It's me, your host, Zach, followed by my co-host, as always, Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike.
I don't know why
good?
I call you Mr. Mike every time we podcast, but that is your name on the podcast. So hello, Mr. Mike.
That's a new thing. What's up? What's happening, guys? Thanks for coming back.
Yep. If you're back, thank you. If this is your first time here, then buckle the fuck up because this is a podcast about some really fucked up shit, and we don't recommend it for children or anyone who might be a little bit sensitive about certain topics.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
I heard you have the hot question of the day today. Is that right?
I do. That's the thing that we're starting to do now is the beginning of each podcast is just starting off with a hot topic. So my question is,
okay,
because it's something I
Hold
think
on,
about
putting
often.
my seatbelt on.
Thank you.
It's on. Let's
Yeah,
go.
buckle up. So how do you prep the toilet before you take a shit?
At home?
We'll get to that. Okay. Let's say we're in a public restaurant.
Okay.
Okay, and you leave the table, you got to go take a dump.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna
do you do?
use the example of my work because it depends when I'm at the office. Okay. So
That works.
there's not a whole lot of people in my office, so I usually take my shit pretty early in the morning. And when I get there, you can still see the toilet bowl cleaner and everything. The lid's lifted up, saying that they basically cleaned it. So I know it's fresh. So I don't do anything. I put that seat down. I sit there and I do my thing. Okay.
So you just automatically know that whoever's going to sit down on that toilet or whoever just cleaned that toilet, like you have full trust in them that they actually they went through the whole thing, bleaching it and cleaning it and everything.
Yes. And I will say,
so you don't.
I will say at that office specifically too. I used to put toilet paper on the seat. I no longer do that. It doesn't bother me. It's a pretty clean restroom. Now there's places that I go like gas stations. That's when I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And I take out the little toilet seat covers, or I take some toilet paper and I lay them out, whatever I got to do. And if it's like a porta-can and it's just like piled up with shit, it hasn't been cleaned in a while, then I will take to the toilet paper and I'll put it inside of that and cover all the shit and whatever I can. Anything else nasty that can splash up and hit my balls or my fucking Calito hole, you better bet there's going to be a fucking landing pad on the bottom of that porta-can.
So all right. So before you go, you stick toilet paper in the water to prevent the splash. Okay, that's smart. That's
the
smart.
landing pad.
That's only in porta potties. Only in porta potties, or
yeah, I would say only in porta
too?
potties, just because the water that's if it's an actual toilet and you flush it, I mean, yeah, there might still be some shit and stuff in the water, but it's not like it's just shit and piss in that nasty porta can water where it's just stewing and brewing and it's fucking gross.
All right. So back to my question. What about a restaurant? You go into a restaurant. Are you putting paper down, or are you just sitting on bare seat?
Probably putting toilet paper down. I'm gonna judge the restaurant. If it's some fancy restaurant, I can tell that it's well taken care of. Then maybe not. Maybe I'd take the risk. But more than likely, I'm gonna lay something down.
Yeah. See, there's no ifs, ands, or buts for me. I had to put paper down every time.
At home?
And that's just me. Not at home.
Okay,
not at home.
That's good.
But let's just say I go to a friend's house. I'm still going to put some paper down. That's just...
So when you come visit me at my house, you put paper down on the seat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you fucking kidding me? That is...
Especially anybody who's got kids, man. For real.
So what are you so worried
Anybody-
about that it's like gonna be on that toilet seat that's gonna like come out and just attack you?
Because I know not everyone is careful. People don't care about, you know, people, they piss on the seat, they shit on the seat, chicks freaking bleed on the seat. You know, it's all that. It's just a bunch of just nasty
Fluids.
just human fluids that are just getting on the seat, dude. And I can't get behind that. Like, it grosses me out. I'm pretty germophobic in certain areas, you know.
I think you're a little bit OCD too. I
That's
think
true.
you're a little bit OCD, which I'm not faulting you for like prepping the seat like that, because I think most people probably do, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm the minority in this situation, but I don't think most people go to a friend's house and put toilet paper down on a seat, but I could be wrong. So if you're listening to this and that's you, please comment in on our Instagram or something and let us know, because I if I'm the weird one here, I want to know, because I guess I'll start laying it down everywhere.
I'm curious. I bet you that 98% of people will probably say that I'm the crazy one, you know, which is fine. It's just a personal preference. But no matter what, if I go anywhere, like, I'm putting toilet paper down. If I go to a restaurant, I restaurant, grocery store, whatever, I'll put like the liner on it. But then I'll also top it off with like some paper too, because like I can't have any pieces like the seat like exposed. You know what I mean? Like, I have to get that shit covered
and
up.
it always does like slip and fall. Like, it never sits like perfectly how it's supposed to on the seat.
And you know, especially like in the summertime, dude, like people's butt sweat. Oh, dude, like, you know how hot it gets out there in Texas. Like, someone's butt sweat is just going to be sitting there just marinating on the seat. And like, I don't really need to like, stick my ass on that.
That's
too.
fair.
Imagine sitting down on, like, when you sit down on a seat and it's wet from someone pissing on it or maybe someone's sweat, dude. Like, I don't want to experience
So I
that.
do
That's
inspect
foul.
the seat. Like, it's not like I just like put my ass on there. I'm just like, oh, it's fine. Like, I will check it, and like sometimes if I'm even not even sure, I'll take some toilet paper and just wipe it down. And then usually though, if there's something on there, I'm still gonna lay the toilet paper down just because I'm like, oh, someone just pissed here. It's gross. So I will say though, the major disadvantage though of not putting anything down and putting your cheeks straight onto the toilet seat are that if you sit down and it's warm, because then you know someone was just sitting there warming up that throne before you, bro. It's like
just brewing.
It's like the worst form of sloppy seconds, bro.
Nasty, dude. Nasty. Like, that's almost like a hover moment.
Oh god. I'm always scared to hover.
But you know when you hover, that's when you get the splash, dude. That's when you got to put a layer of paper down.
Dude, if
first.
you hover, you're basically guaranteeing that it's going to be like an atomic bomb going off in there, and you're going to get some water splashback on your balls for sure.
Oh, dude! Before I forget, what can you think of a time that you clogged the toilet?
Oh,
like an embarrassing time, like just bad timing. You just took a dump, and like you're not really in the position to like let everyone know that you just blew up the bathroom.
Okay, so the first story that comes to mind when you say clogging the toilet, I was younger, and it wasn't even like embarrassing, I would say, but it was almost I was almost proud of it. Okay, but I was younger. I was probably 10 years old. And dude, I just dropped this long, consistent log. I mean, just like thick, triumphant bastard. Okay. Yes. For a 10-year-old, bro, it was fucking impressive. And I go to flush it, and it just does this little like spin. Like, it just looks like a clock just spinning. And I was like, okay. And then I did it again and again, and it's just not flushing. And so like, I'm like,
dude, if it's the biggest shit ever, how is it going around in a circle?
This happened what 20 plus years ago, so maybe I'm just imagining that it went in circles. Okay,
maybe it was a dream.
No,
dude.
this really happened. Maybe I messed up on the details, okay? But regardless, I can't get the toilet to flush this fucking massive log down. So eventually, it leads me to go to my mother and be like, "Hey, I don't know what to do." And I grabbed a shish kebab stick from our pantry. She had these just wooden sticks in the pantry,
Oh, wow.
and I just jammed it right in the middle of my turd, and I just had to break it up.
God.
And dude, it was, I mean, yes, it's fucking gross. At the same time, I was like, damn, like, I made that. That's from me.
Hey, Mom, are you proud? Are you proud of me?
So
did you see
that was I didn't, and it wasn't even necessarily clogged, but yeah, that was it was a moment.
That's hilarious. Dude, this one time, so my fiance and I, it was like one of like our first, like we used to go on vacations a lot. And so like one of our first few, we were not like in that moment of our relationship yet. I know some people don't care or whatever. They're just like, oh, I'm going to fart or shit in front of my girlfriend or whatever. So we're sharing we shared an Airbnb. Okay. We're at an Airbnb and we ended up leaving the Airbnb and going and staying at a hotel, which I'm kind of jumping back and forth here. We went and I lost our keys to our car from a kayak accident. So we were actually forced to stay at this as a hotel room. Okay. And I've been like holding my shit for like 3 fucking days, because I'm like, I can't find a good place to go do this like discreetly. All right. So we get in the hotel. I'm like, damn it, I can't wait any longer. I'm like, I got to go. Now I'm going to go take a shower, right? Go take a shower. So I pinched one off like before I hop in that shower. And then when I got out of the showers, when I went to flush it, right? I clogged the toilet. And obviously in a hotel room, there's no freaking plunger there. So as a guest, what am I supposed to do? Not fucking hope for the best.
What did you do? I swear to God, if you put your hands in your shit, dude.
No.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what I did. I fucking left it there. I fucking left it there. You know how like you clog it and like the water's the bowl, the bowl is like full. Yeah. And then it starts like after a while, like it slowly goes down, yeah. Right? Well, later, so like I get out and she's ready to go. Like we're about to go out to dinner, and I was like, all right, yeah, let's go. And I was like, I prepared myself, dude. Like right before I went out of that bathroom, I was like, all right, girl, listen. I just clogged the toilet, and I need to do something about it. Okay, that's not what happened. Okay, because I pussied out. I turned into a chicken shit real quick. I was like, nah. Like mentally, I'm like in my head, I'm like, nah, I can't do this. I can't do this yet. So we go out to dinner, and we come back, and I was like, we had been drinking or whatever. So I came back and I went to go pee. Right, I flushed the toilet one time, and that water and shit came fucking spewing up the top of the bowl and all over the floor. And I ran out. I was like, babe, I don't know what just fucking happened. I don't know what just happened.
So you just blamed it on the plumbing?
I fucking yeah, dude. I blamed it on the plumbing. I'm like, something's wrong here. This is fucked up. And she goes running in there. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't. There's no plunger. There's nothing to do here. Get out. And she's over here walking through the fucking water and shit on the floor. And I'm like, oh my God. So like, I went and I called freaking maintenance. I'm like, hey, your guys' toilet just like overflowed and like there's something wrong with the plumbing here. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So then they bring in like 3 people to come check it out. And they're like, hey, we brought the keys to next door. Why don't you guys just go next door? So we got a free fucking room, like a new room out of it. And to top it off, we got a discount We got a discount by the end of the trip, which was fucking
So
rad.
you're over there breaking people's shitters and then getting an upgraded room at a discounted rate. I mean,
no, for real,
that's the
dude.
move
For real.
right there, bro.
Yeah, no, it was a suite. It was considered a suite that they moved us into, and I was like, no way, we just got a discounted suite. Mind you, this was on Orcas Island, and that is not really like top luxury of a vacation. It was kind of just like a small little place, you know, like everybody in the whole town knows each other. So like it wasn't like top of the line, go to Vegas and you get this crazy suite with a tiger running in it.
Still, shit. I mean, that's pretty dope. And I mean, I think something for the listeners to learn from this is that, you know, if you're ever traveling on a budget, just eat a bunch of Taco Bell, hold your shit for 3 days, blow that fucking toilet up, and you'll probably get an upgraded room at a discounted rate.
Oh, for real. For real. What are they gonna do? Really? What are they gonna do?
Blame it on the plumbing.
No, dude, you fucking blew up the shitter and now you're trying to blame our plumbing? Like, who's gonna call you out on that? Nobody.
Dude, that's hilarious. So hey, on the topic of bathroom talk too, I caught myself doing this the other day and it made me think, is there like other games, like secret toilet games that we play? Okay, so one thing for me was like I went to go take a piss, and of course it's my girl's bathroom. When I say girls, I mean my daughters. And there's some fucking skid marks in the toilet. Well, I had to pee, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna try to piss off the skid marks from the fucking toilet. So I'm over here just powering through my stream trying to knock it all off. And then when I do, I'm like, man, I was productive while I was peeing. This is great. So
as a man, that's kind of like our duty. Like that's what we do, right?
Right.
Are you supposed to do that?
And then there's also something too that that ladies don't realize, I'm sure, but there's like urinal etiquette. Okay. So like if there's 3 urinals, okay, and you're pissing in the very first urinal on the left, and I walk in and piss, I'm going to piss on the furthest urinal. There's like a rule that you don't stand shoulder to shoulder unless you have to. And I've seen people too where they'll go to a stall or just wait until another toilet is open before they stand next to it. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, dude, if you want to look at my cock, have at it, I guess. It's weird, but I gotta pee, so I'm gonna do my thing.
Bro, the weirdest thing is like, yeah, when you go stand at a urinal and like maybe it's a busy ass concert and there's a bunch of people been waiting in line to go. When I'm standing there taking a piss, I'm staring at the wall, dude. I'm like staring hard at one spot on the wall. And you can just see in your peripherals the person next to you, like maybe like their head move just like the slightest. And I'm like, you're fucking weird. Like,
see, like
you're gonna get your fucking feelings hurt. Don't look.
Oh my god.
I'm just playing, dude.
Like, I just don't care. Like, I'm like, dude, if they want to feel better about themselves, sure, take a peek. I don't give a fuck. But it's still like, it's so uncomfortable. Like, especially those ones where it's not like an actual, like, individual urinal. It's like those big metal, like tin, like sinks basically. And there's just people lined up pissing in them. And it's just so, it's so weird, dude. Like, there's no privacy at all.
I don't like those ones, dude. Those stink, dude. Those things stink just like a porta-potty, dude.
I'm saying, dude. Girls think they have it so easy sometimes, or so hard sometimes, but which I will say for the most part, we probably have it better than chicks, but dude, I will say that
I would go through so much toilet paper if I was a girl.
Oh, just trying to be hygienic.
Have to sit every time I sat down, I had to put some paper down.
Yeah, we were blessed being able to sit up. But there's definitely some bathroom issues that come up, like for men that I think are that women don't even realize, and there's a struggle. Okay, I'm saying it's a hard struggle, but it's a struggle.
Enlighten us.
No, I'm just saying, like with you know, your toilet etiquette, your urinal etiquette rather, and then where you have to stand and not making people feel uncomfortable or like being too like gay, like if you're peeing next to them or whatever, and it's just I don't know, it's just weird. Men's bathrooms are fucking weird.
Yeah, no doubt.
And we have bigger, nastier shit, so the bathrooms are I guarantee more stinky than the women's restrooms.
I don't know, man. I've heard that women's restrooms are dirtier than men's. I don't know. Like, you know, not so much men. Like maybe if you go to a bar, you know, a men's restroom might be dirtier because dudes can't fucking aim straight when they're drunk or something. But you know, little boys going to the bathroom, like they can't aim to save their fucking life. That's true, man.
Dude, bar and club restrooms too, where it's like real dark in there. Those are always the worst because you can tell there's like people have puked in there. People are pissing all over because they can't see shit. And it's also a bar, so they're like, no one's cleaning that. They're probably clean it maybe during the day, but I don't even think they do that daily on some of these bars. Dude, those places are fucking gross.
The bathrooms at bars are always nasty. People don't clean those things very, very thoroughly, it seems like, or at least like by the end of the night, you know, they're foul. They're not cleaning it like midday, you know, like whatever they see, like when they first walk in, there's what they clean up, but they're not like, you know, cleaning the bowl with bleach and doing a full wipe down.
Well, midday. You got to think too, like when a bar is like the most active at night, who's the staffing there? Okay, you probably got like a security guard or what do they call the people in the front that are the bouncer? Yeah, you got like a bouncer, security guard. You got the bartenders, maybe like a cocktail waitress or something. And that's it. They don't have fucking like maintenance staff and a janitorial service working at night. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, when you really think about it, you don't really see like janitors walking around a bar.
No,
ever. If anything, they're just gonna get in the way. Like people are going to the bathroom every 5 seconds. Like especially a small town bar, you know, people are getting all hammered and shit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like, so if someone does puke all over the bathroom and someone complains about it, who the fuck is gonna go clean it? Bouncer's not gonna fucking go clean it. Bartenders aren't gonna go fucking clean it. I don't care what position who's working at that bar right now. They don't get paid enough for that shit, or that's just not in their job title. Yeah. So eat a dick.
Well, there's different times of the week where it gets busier, so they might have more staffing, you know. But typically, it'd be the manager. They're the ones that are like hazmat trained and stuff, because they can't just send some like new employee just to go clean up, you know, human feces, shit.
I mean, I would say hopefully they have like a good bathroom that has like a drain in it, dude, and they can just take a hose and fucking just hose that bitch off and just call it good. Lay down a wet floor sign and be like, all right. Because it's going to be fucking nasty still by the end of the night. Yeah, one person puked in it, but hey, if it's still midnight, dude, you got 2 hours till close and it's going to get fucked up.
That's one toilet. It's one toilet I would not want to be hugging, bro.
Whoa, for real.
Yeah, dude. That shit. Man.
Yeah, throwing up in public restrooms is the worst. I haven't done it very much, but there's been times when it's like, oh no, something's bad. It's usually when I'm sick. Not that I drank too much. Usually that I'm sick, and I'm like, okay, it's got to happen.
I'm not a puker, dude. I'm not a puker. I like. It's such a rare moment for me to puke. Like I might like get close to it, but like if I were to like feel sick, like I will hold it in for dear life. I will not let it out. Like I hate the feeling of it, the eyes watering, the throat just feeling all scratchy and nasty, the taste, the whole thing.
No one
dude.
likes
like,
puking, Mike, but
I don't know. Some people like it just because it relieves the feeling of feeling nauseous.
And that's what I was gonna say is like for me, if I've reached that point when I'm drinking and I got the fucking spins and I'm just so fucked up and I know I drank too much and my body is telling me, hey, this shit needs to come out of you, I don't fight it. I'm like, okay, I know my body's telling me something, I'm gonna go with it and I'm gonna puke. And it sucks. I hate that burning. I fucking hate the taste of it. I hate all that shit. But all that alcohol gets out of your system, and then you're like, okay, I can see.
I can have another beer.
No, that's not me. That's not me. My body's telling me that you're done. I'm done. But
really, that's crazy, dude. I know that I've puked and rallied before, but like I said, I'm not a puker. I don't do that. I pissed the fucking floor.
Yes, I'm fully aware.
That's about it,
dude. You reminded me of this one story, dude. I was at this house party in high school, and this was when like I said, in high school, I couldn't handle my liquor very well, and I was drinking vodka shots, and they were out of a red Solo cup, and so it wasn't like a real shot. We were filling it up to like the first line or whatever, and I was fucking pounding them, and I thought I was gonna be able to hang in there, and I got fucked up, bro. And apparently, like, my ex-girlfriend came to the house, and I started like treating her like shit, just like cussing at her or something, which she was a bitch. So
at the time she was ex, or at the time
she was an ex. She was an ex. She was the one a few podcasts ago where she's like, I'm a bad bitch. Yeah, so I didn't feel too bad. Like, whatever, okay. But apparently I was being an asshole to her, and then I started getting sick. And so back in the day, whenever there was like somebody who couldn't handle their liquor and they start acting like a fool, we would call them the drunk bitch. So I was there being a drunk bitch, and I was like hugging the toilet, and I had thrown up in this guy's hallway leading up to the bathroom, and he wasn't supposed to be having a party at his house. So they're like, dude, we got to get him the fuck out. And I kept saying, I was laying on that cold tile, so I was like, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, just leave me here. I just want to be left alone. But then the owner of the house is like, dude, we got to get him out. Like, there's so much puke in here. I don't want him puking anymore. He's got to come out. Well, my buddy, he was like, he knew me really well. He's my best friend at the time. And he goes, I know how to get Zach out. And so he goes into the bathroom and he goes, hey, Zach, you're a fucking bitch, and I know I could kick your ass. And I said, what the fuck you say? And I hopped up, and I'm like stumbling after him, and he just bolts. He bolts straight outside, which was the whole plan all along, is to get me outside. So I just charge out there, and dude, I started tagging him, and I'm throwing these sloppy fucking punches. But then all my other friends didn't know what he had just done to get me out, so they're like, just think I'm fucking attacking him, dude. So one of my buddies just fucking tackles the fuck out of me, dude, and then he puts me in a rear naked choke, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, dude, it was so bad. It was so bad.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, props to him, man. He knew exactly how to get me the fuck out of there. Call me out when I'm drinking.
Dude, I'm glad that you said that story, because now I know. Whenever we have the chance and I'm not the one being babysat and it gets you shitty drunk, then I know how to get
that.
You
that
out,
was high school Zach.
That
there. High school Zach is the one that was like, hey, you have a pulse? Let's fucking fight, bro. Let's fucking fight.
Well, stop being fucking responsible, dude. Quit being responsible.
You get older. You have kids. You have a job that's professional. You have to fucking grow up. It sucks.
Those are just excuses, dude. Quit being a fucking.
I'm
good
trying
boy,
to
dude.
Okay.
Be a piece of shit, man.
Fuck boy clique. Fuck boy clique till I die. By the way, listeners, Mike and I have a group that we call the Fuck Boy Clique. Because when Mike was single, he was just a fuck boy. And he still is a fuck boy. I mean, look at him. Look at how metrosexual he is. He cares about his appearance.
Stupid.
And he likes to be all clean and tidy. He's a fuck boy, okay?
Because I don't like fucking bare toilet seats on my ass. Yeah, that makes me clean and tidy.
Anyway, no,
right.
but
I can be organized.
But
yes,
he's a fuckboy, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't mean that as an insult. But whenever I'm with Mike, especially like in person, he brings the fuckboy out in me. And so when we're together, it's the fuckboy clique. And when fuckboy clique till we die.
Fuckboy clique till we die. Yeah, there's only 2 members in the
Correct.
fuckboy clique,
and there will only ever be 2 members. There might be some ambassadors or something, but we are the only official members.
You threw me off, dude. I did not expect you to talk about the fuckboy clique, dude. That's like top secret. I haven't told anybody about.
Bro,
that.
I'm proud of it. You make me proud of the fuckboy clique.
Hey, I'm proud of it too. Speaking of
talking to your mic.
Have you ever been,
mic, boy?
Oh,
thank you.
Sorry. Have you been in a fight when you're drunk? Have you got any drunk fights or just sober?
Dude. Okay. One of my most like memorable fights was me drinking. Okay. I
You fighting a friend or no?
No, it was fucking weird. Okay, so we were at a house party. We're all fucking drinking, and my group of friends, we kind of like to fight, and we had like our little miniature fight club, and so we were just talking about fighting people and shit. And I had a buddy, and we weren't like good friends, but we had a class together, and we'd shoot the shit. But his brother had dated one of my exes, so we kind of had beef, but it wasn't like hardcore beef. We knew we didn't like each other. But I called the other kid who I had a class with while I was drinking, and I was like, "Hey bro, you should come to this party, we're thinking about fighting or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, I'd fuck you up or whatever." I was like, "Bitch," I was like, "I'd fuck you and your brother up." And he's like, "Bet, let me make a phone call." So he just hung up. Hung up. Next thing I know, like 20 minutes later, his brother calls. He said, "Hey man, I heard you're talking shit. You're fucking with my family. Where you at? Give me an addy, bro. Give me an addy." And I'm like, "Bro," and I tried to like call it off. Like I was like, "Bro, I'm drinking. I'm just talking shit." I was like, "I don't really want to fight you or whatever." He's like, "No, it's too late. It's too late." So I was like, "All right, I'm not leaving this fucking party." So I was like, "If you want to roll up, let's throw down. I'm about it." And so it was probably about an hour later, he rolls up with all his homies. Of course, they rolled up like a posse, acting like they're hot shit. And like we just instantly all walked out to the grass and they circled around us. And once again, I'm trying to be the peacekeeper. And I'm like, "Bro, like, my bad. I was talking shit. I don't want to fight though. Like, let's just end it. We're having a party. Y'all can have some drinks. Let's just chill. Like, whatever." He's like, Nah, man. You fuck with family. And so we kind of talking shit while everyone circled around us, and then he starts going, "Yo, throw the first punch, pointing at his cheek.
Oh no!
And then I hear my buddies, they're like, "Just fucking stick him, So I'm like, he's not backing out of this fight, and that first punch is important, so let's fucking go. So I hit a cross, dude, and it rocked his ass, bro. He dropped immediately, and I was about to jump on top of him and just finish the job, but he still had some fight in him. Swung up straight into my nuts, and I was like, and it didn't. No. Of course, it hurt, but I got all this adrenaline, and all I was thinking, it was like, "You dirty motherfucker, dude." So I'm in a standing position. From a standing position, I fall on top of him with my elbow. My dad always taught me that your elbows and knees are the hardest parts of your body. So I fucking fall on him with my elbow from a standing position, which I know fucked him up. Then I grabbed his head and I just start fucking elbowing. Bam, bam, bam. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, my dad told me to use my knees too." So I grabbed his head and just started fucking kneeing his face, bro, like hard. And then he's like, I'm done. So I hopped up off of him. And dude, he like took a while getting up, and he came up, his face was fucking mangled, bro. And I went and grabbed a beer, and I said, "Hey," I "I told you I didn't want to fight. Like, it's over now. Like, come drink with us." And he like slapped it out of my hand, and I was like, whatever.
Oh no, embarrassed.
And then another dude who was with him, he was like, "Oh, you think you're so fucking tough? I'll fucking fight you too." I was like, I didn't even want to fight him. Like, you saw what I just did. Do you really want to fucking do this right now? And
oh no, everyone's got something to prove at that point.
Yeah, but luckily he ended up leaving, and his cousin did call me though, and he was like older. Because we were still in high school, and he was like in his early 20s or whatever, and he's like, "Dude, I just saw he got jumped, and this isn't cool. Like, you need to tell me where you're at, because y'all are all about to get fucked up." And I'm like, "Dude, like, it was a one-on-one clean fight. Like, I promise you." He's like, "Bullshit. I don't want to talk to a little kid." Well, there was an older brother that was with us there too. So they talked to have the big mature conversation. And finally he realized that it was one-on-one, but he was like, "Dude, there's no way that one person fucked him up this bad." And we're like, "No, Zach did. Zach really did." But,
that's hilarious, dude. I remember hearing about, like, I actually never saw one of your fights in like high school, but I remember like you and I like just like started talking, just became friends or whatever. It was like towards the end of the school year, but there was like a huge commotion going on. They're like, "Dude, Zach just got in a fucking fight." I'm like, "Zach did?" I'm like, "What the hell?" And they're like, "Yeah, he got in a fight with the Hispanic crew, the Mexicans or whatever." In high school, there was the Mexicans, there was the punks, there's the hick guys. And you got it on with one of the freaking Mexican dudes, and which was surprising, because usually it was the hicks that you were fighting. But I just remember people were like, "Dude, Zach just got in a big fight. But I think it got broken up pretty quickly from what I remember.
Yeah, but I still dropped his ass. I made sure it fucking counted. And what's funny about that story though was the reason I was all riled up and like in a bad mood that led up to that fight was a certain girl whose name starts with L. A certain girl who blew another guy the night I asked her out. Okay, so
Man,
we were,
just
yeah.
your luck,
So
man.
I was dating this girl. Okay, and first of all, she was like obsessed with me for like a year. Finally, gave her a chance, and then the night I asked her out, she went to a party and blew another dude. Complete piece of shit. I still gave her another chance. We kept dating. Okay, while we're dating.
Oh, dude, I could never.
Know, I'm an idiot. Anyway, while we're dating, she tells me that she likes one of my best friends. And I can't tell you, I don't want to name drop right now, but he liked one of our friends, Mike, one of our friends that we were friends with. And I was like, we're together right now and you're telling me that you have a crush on one of our friends? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you tell me that? So she tells me this, okay, the night before. Then we go to school the next day. I sit down at the lunch table. It's me and the guy that she has a crush with. And then here comes my girlfriend walking up. And she goes and sits next to him instead of me. And I was like, what in the fuck is this bullshit, dude? And so I stormed off, bro. And I used to have this baseball bag that I would carry my skateboard in. And so I had my bag with me, I remember, and I was just walking down the hall and I was just fucking pissed and I was just trying to relieve all that stress. Well, I had this homeboy who was sitting in this group of friends and I took the bag and I like swung and hit him in the leg just like, "Hey, what's up?" Well, one of the Mexican dudes that was in the group, he had a Gatorade, and I guess he saw me like swing the bag and thought I was going to hit him. And he was like freaked out. He went, "Whoa!" And he threw this Gatorade up all over like everyone in that group. And then he gets mad at me like, "The fuck is your problem? You can't just, you walk up on people swinging your bag and shit. Like, what the fuck?" And I was like, dude, I'm just saying what's up to my homie. Like, get the fuck over yourself right now. He's like, "Whatever, you're a fucking faggot." And I just remember I turned around and said, "Why don't you say that to my fucking face?" He said, "Well, why don't you come up to my face and I'll say it?" So I walked straight up into that motherfucker's face. I said, "Okay, I'm here now." And he said, "Faggot." And I grabbed him by his shirt and I just started wailing on his fucking face, dude. And all I remember is fucking punching him. And then everyone circled around because it's high school and that's what people do. And then, pretty instantly, it's like somebody was like, "Oh, principal, teacher, someone's coming. So I remember throwing him off and he like kind of took this like step back and he was completely open and I just got him one good cross, dude, and he just dropped and he like rolled over a couple times and he popped up and then blood was spraying out of his face and I saw the teacher, so I was like, I'm just gonna start walking towards him. I know I'm fucked. And dude, everyone was just high-fiving me out of that fucking thing because that boy was tall too. He was way taller than me, way bigger than me, dude, and he got fucked up, dude.
Dude, that's fucking funny, man. I barely missed the moment too. I wish I would have seen that. That would have been awesome. Dude,
Kyle Aragon, I remember when right after I had hit him with that last punch and I was turning around, I saw him walking up the stairs, like had a perfect like aerial view of it, and he just like shook his head like, "Damn it, Zach." Because Kyle was so just like calm and he didn't want to fight anybody, and I'm over here just like, who the fuck wants some, bro? I don't give a fuck. I'll fight all of y'all.
Yeah, dude. No, he was a very calm dude. Freaking, I think you stuck up for him one time too.
Yep.
Which is what you got in a fight with the Hick boys.
Yep, we were at an assembly and because he used to have the leather jacket and he made like this back patch that said like, "We're only in war for oil," or it was something very political, But we got out of this assembly and then one of the Hicks just came up and ripped his back patch off. And, I got riled up instantly. Like I was fucking ready. Like, let's go. And I thought Kyle was going to like, let's get into this. And he's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, why are you doing that?" And I was like, "Kyle, like, bro, this is our chance. Like, let's go." and so I pushed him and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck you doing? Ripping up people's property and shit." Like just getting at it. And, one of the wrestlers who was there, And he was a big boy. I didn't even know him that well, but he had seen me fight that Mexican kid a while back, and he knew I was good at fighting. He knew I was a wrestler too. So he stepped in between both of us, and he like broke it up. And I thought he was gonna like be on the Hicks side or whatever, but he broke it up, and he went over to the guy I was trying to fight, and he was like, "Hey, dude," he's like, "I've seen Zach fight before. He's a bad wrestler, and he'll fuck you up." He's like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And I was like, "All right, bet."
Respect.
I was like, "Thank
Respect.
you."
You know, I do believe that, you know, when you have that reputation of fighting and stuff, like it does, like you do gain that respect from people. Like people don't want to fuck with you.
100%.
So like, I definitely would say that I looked up to you at that point, just knowing that, you come off as like someone who would protect people and shit, and not just like back down and let people just walk all over you and shit. So
I try to choose my fights wisely. I mean, I haven't been in a fight in a long time, and that's because I've never had a reason to fight again, you know. But the reason for that was, I mean, I had won so many street fights. I want to say I'd won like 8 fights. Like I had never lost. And so, dude, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of anyone. I thought I was hot shit. I didn't care how big you were, how old you were. I was going to go toe to toe with you, and you were probably going to get fucked up. That was just my mentality. And then I had an opportunity to fight a kid, and he had just dated this girl, and I asked her out, and then he called her a whore, and I was like, "You're not going to call my girlfriend a whore." And he was like, "Pull."
Was it Texas high school,
yeah, this
or
is Texas.
Oregon?
But he told me to pull up, and so I pulled up, and he was a younger kid, but jacked. And I remember that first punch was coming up. You know, I knew it was going to get thrown. So, and I know how important that first punch is, like I said earlier. So I threw it. I dropped him, but he comes up and he just charges me. Okay. And he charges me so quick. I fall on my back, and he just bam, 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 just beating the ever living fuck out of me, dude. And then he holds my hands down, like after I'm pretty fucked up, like there's nothing I can do. Holds my hands down. He said, "That's what you get for fucking with me, bitch." And headbutts me, bro. And when he headbutts me, I'm telling you, I saw fucking Tweety Bird going, ooh, start whirling around my head, bro. Like, damn. I got fucking dazed, dude. And so I was like, oh shit, dude. And turns out he had like been training in MMA, and he worked out a lot. So I mean, he was ready for that shit. And anyway, to make it even worse, bro, we were driving home. I did go home with the girl though, by the way, so it's kind of a win. But I'm driving home with the girl,
win,
and I'm like, I'm burning. Like I'm like, dude, I'm burning. I'm itching. Like what the fuck? I know we were fighting in the grass. Like what the fuck? And then I see there's an ant crawling on me, and then I see another ant. Then I realize I'm covered in fucking fire ants, bro. And literally, when I got home, I had thousands, bro. I'm talking about I had like a 2 foot by 1 foot patch on my back that was just tore up from fire ants, bro. And it was fucking miserable.
So you would say that was the worst part of the fight than actually getting your ass kicked?
For sure. Well, and it actually worked out too, because that first punch I got him, dude, he had a huge black eye. So everyone heard we fought, but when he got on the bus the next day, they were like, "Dude, we thought you won." And he was like, "I did. He just got a good punch in." But dude, I saw him the next day at school, and I was like, "Hey, bro," I was like, "You can fucking fight." He's like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "You hit fucking hard," and we fucking hugged, and we were cool after that.
No way, dude. That's so crazy, dude. Like how you can just change the whole like morale of things. Like 1 second you guys are like beating the shit out of each other or getting your ass kicked or something, and then it's like, "Hey, you know what, bro? Respect." Like,
it's
how
true though.
so
like
wild,
if you
man.
watch UFC and shit too, like there's just after the fight, you know, you're hugging, you're shaking hands. And the reason for that is I think there's this like mutual respect of like, hey, this is another fucking man who had enough balls to step up to me and fucking throw down. And they got some punches in, and they took some punches, and you know what? No matter what the end result is, we both threw down, and there's just this weird respect for that. I don't know how to explain it unless you've actually kind of been through it.
Yeah.
And you've never been in a fight, huh?
Not really, dude. Not like a planned
Then step the
fight
fuck
or
up,
like,
bitch.
You know, like
let's fucking do this shit.
what the fuck? I'm fucking 31 years
yeah,
old.
I'll break
man.
your fucking
Chill.
hip. Let's go. Let's go.
The only time that I ever actually gotten like quote unquote fight was like in the 6th grade, dude. This kid just kept pushing me over, or not. Shouldn't say kept pushing me over. I went to tie my shoe. Kid like tips me over, and I was like, all right, whatever. He fucking throws a football at me. I'm like, all right, whatever. I see him over here whispering to his buddy. You know, he's sitting here staring at me while he's whispering to his friend. He's talking shit, and like we're playing like flag football or some shit at school, dude. And like I just scored a touchdown, and that's when I saw that he was talking shit about me to his buddy. So I just dropped the football and I walked over to him, just clocked him right in the temple, dude, hit him right in the side of the head. And he just fell right on the ground. And I just stood there and just stared at him. His buddy helps him up and they just walked away.
And that was it.
And I was like, and that was it. That was it. He didn't come back at me and try to beat my ass or nothing, you know. It was like the fight was over. And we didn't talk ever again until like middle school. And then once that happened, once we got into middle school, we had a class together and we ended up sitting next to each other and like, you know, being partners like the rest of the year. Like we were totally cool. Like there was no beef or nothing, you know, no crazy story. It was fucking 6th grade shit. But, you know, that was the one time that I socked someone in the head and, you know, I got the respect that I needed. So
I feel like that's the case with a lot of bullies too, though, is they feel powerful picking on people, whether it's physically or emotionally or whatever, because so many people don't fight back. So they're like, okay, like I don't give a fuck. It makes me feel good to be a piece of shit. It's funny, whatever the reason they do it. But then when they find somebody that actually defends themselves, especially in a physical way, they back the fuck down. Like there's so many times when they won't fight at all after that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Which, you know, I'm more of a lover than a fighter. Like I just don't have it in me to, you know, I think I'm more like late, we'll say late to the party, you know, when I realize that I'm like being disrespected or something. I guess that's like something that's where like, you know, where I don't know, I think I get fucked up a little bit, where like I don't catch the hints that someone is talking shit or something, you know. And I just kind of just like brush it off, you know. It's like when someone talks shit about you, you just kind of like, you know, agree with it and they just like leave you alone after that. They're like, okay, he's not bothered by it. You know, like that's kind of like how things have like escalated. I've never been like, oh, you want to fucking fight about it? Like that's not really me.
Well, I don't think that's a bad thing though. And that's actually what I was going to say earlier about, you know, after I lost my fight is before that, you know, I'd won all of them. I thought I was hot shit. I was very confident that no matter what situation I was in, if it went ugly, I was going to be able to take care of it and whatever. After I got my ass whooped, I was like, okay, you know what? There's always going to be someone who's bigger, stronger, badder than you. And you got to pick and choose your fights wisely. I'm not saying never, you know, go toe to toe and never defend yourself or whatever the case may be, but make sure it's worth fighting for. You know, the reason I fought him was stupid. He called her a whore, big fucking whoop. She kind of was a whore.
And you know what? You're sticking up for a woman, dude. And I think that's fucking badass, dude. Would, you know, nowadays, like people don't really like show the respect for women like that. And, you know, there's a lot of, you know,
I mean, I appreciate that.
Disrespect.
I appreciate that. But if you took your woman out to a bar right now and someone called her a whore, what would you do?
I'd most definitely, dude, go fuck him up. Maybe I'd get my ass kicked or something, but I wouldn't just sit there and let someone just talk some shit to my woman. Like
I think I would try to diffuse it. I would probably be like, hey, you know, that's my wife. Why don't you not talk to her like that? You know, and I would try to diffuse the situation. And then I'd probably honestly try to leave because, I mean, yeah, it's disrespectful, but especially when you're older, you don't know who has a fucking knife, a gun, who's fucking just mentally out of their fucking mind is going to try to kill me.
Yeah, no,
and
you're right.
To me, it's
you're
like,
right,
I don't
dude.
know if that's really worth putting my life and my wife's life at risk over her getting name called.
Yeah, I'm just kind of I can be a little bit more on the protective side. So like when it comes to like, you know, someone like, you know, my kids or my woman, you know, I'm probably going to be more offended and irritable about the situation. Like, you know, if someone just straight up just name called, you know, I'm not going to be late late to understanding what they're saying, I'm going to be pissed. But, I've talked to women that somehow are like magnets to the drama and the fights.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to a bar or something, and they're just like, all of a sudden, like they're the center of attention, and they're like over here starting a big fucking fight with somebody that we don't even know. And it's like the whole thing could have been prevented. It's like, okay, whatever. You're just like a woman of the night. It's not like you're my woman. sounds kind of fucked up. I'm not like completely in love with you. Like, I don't need to like stick up for you when you're the one that's putting us in this situation. So I don't know. Some girls get pretty sloppy drunk and get really annoying, and they're just like, oh, I'm going to talk all this shit because I got my man with me. That's pretty annoying to me. So I'm not going to like stick up for that, but
and maybe I'm wrong too. Maybe some of my not necessarily fear of fighting, but being more careful about it is also living in Texas, because dude, everyone has a fucking gun, and a lot of people who own a gun are unstable, where it's like, I carry a gun too, but the only time that I'm going to actually use this is if I feel that my life or my kid's life or someone that I'm with life is in jeopardy. If I see someone else having a gun, if someone was like talking shit or whatever, I'm not going to just pull a gun. But there's so many incidents here with road rage or this, that, and the other where people are using that shit. So I know for me, that's kind of in the back of my head sometimes of like, hey, if shit does go down, am I really going to want to do this? But yeah, I will say too, when it comes to it, I still don't fully have the fear, because it was last year for my birthday. We were at did I take you to the Turtle, that bar here? Anyway, I was there, and this fight broke out, and my buddy is the bartender and manager there, and he only had him and another bouncer, and there was a bunch of people fighting.
This isn't the place we got the wild turkey from, right?
No, similar though.
Okay, different friend. I got you.
But he went and grabbed him, one of the guys, and I could just see the fight was breaking out, and they didn't have enough people to control this. So without even like hesitating or thinking about it, I just went and grabbed one of those fools and just picked him up and carried him away. And I just said, "Hey, chill." And luckily he was cool. He wasn't trying to fight me or anything. But my wife is freaking out, like, no, please don't get in it. Don't get involved. And I'm like, hey,
you would
helping.
Be that guy.
I'm just help. Well, and it wasn't like I was like, hey, who wants some? I'll fuck any of y'all up. It was just like, dude, I'm not trying to have this whole thing turn into utter chaos, which it was quickly erupting into that. So I will say that there's still some of that, like, I pick and choose my fights, but also the hesitation isn't there if needed.
You stuck your nose into shit that you shouldn't.
Hey, it helped. Look, I got that guy out of there, and he was chill. He wasn't trying to fight me. And had he tried to fight me, I would have laid his ass out. I can guarantee that. But...
Hey, you know what, dude? Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad you made it out alive. But that's cool that you're willing to do that, because I'd be like, later, y'all. Have fun.
Yeah, and you know what? Because I did help him out, all my drinks got comped for the night too.
No way. Good for you, dude.
Yeah, that's so sick. It was a good night. Good night.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I kind of want to wrap things up right there, man. I think there's a couple topics that I wanted to talk about, but we kind of steered in a different direction. But
it turned into a fight episode, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, look, I want to give a message though, since that was a topic to all the listeners, especially parents out there. Please teach your kids to defend themselves. Bullying is a real fucking thing, and if they just let it happen, it's going to get worse. You can't rely on the public school system to defend themselves, or teachers or whoever else to defend your kids. You need to teach them to defend themselves, whether it's speaking up vocally and saying, hey, don't mess with me, I'm not about this, or actually physically defending themselves if someone attacks them. This world's a fucked up, cruel place, and please don't raise your kids to just get walked all over, because it's going to ruin them, and it's going to hurt you because you're seeing your kids go through that. So take care of your kids because bullies are there and they're fucking assholes.
And don't raise your kids to be bullies either. Actually pay attention to your
Facts.
kids. Ask them how their day was at school, and actually listen to what they're saying, because I feel like there's a lot of parents out there that aren't really concerned about how their kid's day was at school, and there are bullies out there that can really fuck up a kid's head a little bit.
Especially with cyberbullying and shit now too.
Yeah, I mean there's bullying from so many different directions: school, video games, social media, whatever it is. Like it's I don't know. Times have changed. For us, it was just bullying, mostly just in school, not so much social media wise. It's I don't know.
Facts.
The platform has grown so much, but there was a couple of times that I'd say that I was a bully back in my younger days too, but not that I'm proud of it. I actually feel bad about it, not thinking about it as an adult, but
we all fuck up. I mean, as long as you learn from it and move on. I don't think no one's perfect. No one's perfect. I can't think of a specific time when I bullied someone, but I'm sure there was a point in my school career where I was probably not treating people the best. If I did bully you, if you're listening to this, thank you for listening, even though I was an asshole, and I am sorry for that. Dude,
before we end, since we're on that note, I'm just gonna throw this out there, this little story, which was fucked up because I wasn't the number one. I wasn't the first one in the group that started doing this. I was a new kid in school, but when I came in, like I was informed about a couple kids who picked their nose. Right? It's like as an adult, everybody picks their nose, right? Right?
No, not at all.
Fuck. Okay. Thank God, dude. I'm not the only one, man. Do that shit in discreet, okay? No, but so when I was a kid, dude, I was a brand new kid in 4th grade, and everybody was warning me, like, okay, don't touch this kid, because they pick their nose and they eat their boogers. And I was like, oh, gross, nasty, right? Dude, it was so messed up. If these kids just brushed you, accidentally touched you at all, you're like, oh, gross, I got so and so's germs on me, and you'd have to wipe it off your arm wherever they touched you, arm, leg, hip, whatever. That person just touched you. You wipe that off with your hand, and you go wipe it on something else. Like, oh, I just passed off so and so's germs. I'm not gonna say their name. Dude, it was just so fucked up because it was not just it wasn't just 1 year of this. It was the rest of elementary school. Middle school, I don't really remember people, picking on them about that as much. But in elementary school, dude, I just remember the last few years of it. I was over here, wiping their germs off and putting it on somebody else, and everyone would be like, "Oh, you got so and so's germs, haha!" And everyone's just over here playing tag now with someone else's germs, dude. It's fucked up. As a kid, I would be I'd be so upset, dude. As a kid, just be like, "Damn, that's messed up. Why are they making fun of me like that?"
What sucks too is he probably didn't even know, because had his parents just been like, "Hey, sweetheart, don't pick your nose, it's gross." Maybe he wouldn't do that, So maybe it wasn't even his fault, because how the fuck is he supposed to know picking your nose is gross unless someone tells him?
Yeah, and the thing is, dude, I don't really know how much they were really involved with their family because, their dad died.
God.
Yeah, dude, dad dies. They live in a trailer park. They had a rough life growing up, dude, and everyone's just over here picking on them, dude. Shit, man, I'm feeling bad right now about it. So,
dude, yeah, seriously, my heart kind of just broke just thinking about that.
Yeah, dude.
Have you talked to this person since?
No. I don't think I was really I don't remember ever really talking to them, having conversations with them, back in the day.
I challenge you to find them on Facebook and just reach out and be like, "Hey, I just wanted to see how things were going with you. And I was just thinking about back in the day doing this, and back then it didn't seem so bad. And now thinking about it, it wasn't the best thing to do. And I'm really sorry about that. I think that would make that person's day.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah.
I challenge you, and I want to hear about it on the next podcast.
I'll fucking do it, dude. I'll take your challenge.
Listen, we're fuck boys here on the Bloody Nuts podcast, but we're also good people, okay? We're telling you not to bully. We're trying to be good people.
I know. I remember the thing is that they were twin brothers. They're twin brothers, okay? And we picked on one more than the other, but I can't even remember their last names on top of my head. I know I could figure it out, but damn.
Yeah, go.
I'm feeling hella bad right now, dude. I'm feeling really bad. So
well, at least you can own it. I mean, you were a kid too. You were still learning shit. I mean, we all have done fucked up shit in our life, and I'm not saying that's okay, but learn from it, be better. I mean, you told me earlier, don't grow up, quit being mature or whatever. But this is part of the good things about maturing is that you realize, okay, I was a piece of shit and I need to do this better. Or, I'm currently doing stuff that makes me a piece of shit, so I need to fix that. It's just having that self-awareness. So I think it's a good thing. Thank you for sharing that, Mike. And I don't think anyone here is judging you.
And
that kid.
I'll take on the challenge, but I challenge anybody else who's ever bullied anybody to step up and go send an apology. Everyone's got social media, so if you got friends that you used to pick on, or people that you grew up with that you picked on, or whoever it is that you bully, just fucking reach out to them and say, "I'm sorry for being a piece of shit."
I love that, man. I love that. I'm gonna think on it too. I have done that in the past too, where I've apologized to girls for treating them poorly or something, just because I was kind of like a player when I was younger and stuff, and I led girls on, and I know at that age that can be just like really crushing, So I've apologized for that, but I'm gonna do some soul searching myself too, since I'm challenging you, because I don't want to make you do something that I'm not gonna do as well. So I will try to think about who I need to reach out to and apologize, and we'll share our stories.
There you go. That sounds like a great idea, man.
God, we're so compassionate and sweet here on the Bloody Nuts podcast. It's wonderful.
It's more than just talking about shit and dicks.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, dude, I came here for shit and dicks, and now they're telling me to say sorry for bullying. What the hell is this?
Dude, bully at some extent, okay, but don't make people fucking kill themselves.
All right, I got to tell you this last story, and we will call it quits. But when you were bringing up the boogers and stuff, there was this girl that I dated in kindergarten, and we dated for like till 4th grade or whatever. Like,
and you ate her boogers.
No, what the fuck is wrong with you?
All right, I'm sorry. Go on.
I wouldn't hold her hand, but I'm like, yeah, let me lick those fucking boogers out of your nose. What's wrong with you? No. Okay. So we dated from like kindergarten to 4th grade or whatever. Okay. And, kindergarten to 2nd grade, we didn't really hang out. But I think in 2nd grade, Survivor had come out, or like one of the Survivor seasons, one of the early ones had come out, and she got me watching it. So for like the finale, I had gone over to her house, and that was the first time I'd ever been over to her house. So anyway, we were like playing or whatever, and she was like, "Hey, I want to show you something really cool." And I was like, "Okay." And so she like took me into her bedroom, and she like pulled back like her bedspread that was like near where the wall was. She pulled it back, and she had a wall of boogers where she would pick her nose and wipe it on the wall, and she would like save them, and they were like organized in like rows and columns and shit. Was it gross?
Was it cool?
I mean, I think I said, I was like, "Yo, that's cool," but I'm like, "Oh,
you're like sick." I'm gonna go make one too. I'm gonna go start my own collection.
No, dude. No, it was so gross to me.
Organized by color.
Oh god.
Color, length, sliminess,
bits of blood.
Oh my god, dude, those are the best ones. You know that you got a good one when there's blood on it.
Oh my god.
The peel.
Anyway, I had to share that with you before we hopped off here.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Oh, did you have something else you wanted to say there?
I was gonna say next time let's talk about like some video games or some shit. Like cars, video games, man shit. Let's talk about some man shit next time.
Dude, have you noticed that like how the stuff that we kind of want to talk about on the podcast never ends up going as planned anymore?
It never does.
I love it though. I love it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Bloody Nuts podcast. I know this is your favorite podcast on earth, and I know you're going to come back for next episode and re-listen to the ones that you've already listened to because you love us that much. So make sure you drop us a follow, a like on YouTube, Instagram, any other platforms that we are on, and we will be in touch, and we'll see you on the next episode. Did I pretty much sum it up there, Mike? Was there something else you want to add?
No. I was just going to say thank you all. So
lick butts and love life. Fuck Boy Clique is out.
Yes, sir.
See y'all.